I'm sure you guys have heard of NLP, right? Neuro linguistic programming, but maybe you've been intimidated by this and said, hey, I don't want to be manipulative, or maybe you're like, I need to learn that and you just haven't yet. So, in this video, I'm going to make it easy for you and I'm going to break down exactly how you can incorporate NLP frameworks into your video messages, social posts, email, and text message marketing as easily as possible. So, I'm going to break down how you can begin using this right away, immediately, the frameworks you can apply to your scripts and your content, how you can record with this using the teleprompter, and then how you can then begin leveraging the benefits of NLP communication, such as better relationships, clarity, increased conversions, and more immediately. So, guys, let's go ahead and jump straight into what I have in store for you, which, if you've been to these trainings before, you will know it likely starts with a deck, right? So, guys, in this one, NLP, right? The idea here is it's not black magic. It's not crazy unknown science and stuff like that. It is scientific in nature, but it's also very simplistic in nature. It's human communication. And here's how it works, right? We're going to learn how to talk like a human and convert like a professional, convert better than we're doing without frameworks. What Ruben was mentioning, right? There's a Socratic method of communication. There's these different principles of applying structured framework to the way you communicate to get a better result, right? It's like having a plan, right? If you don't have a plan, you're planning to fail. And so from today's training, you guys are going to leave with a simple framework to apply NLP strategies to your scripts. And a workflow to do this all right within the Dubb platform, so you can go straight from ideation to social post or video message or funnel, all within the same platform, within the same set of training. So let's go into this. First idea, guys, NLP. There's actually two meanings of it, right? Two meanings of NLP in today's modern world, right? We have the one we're talking about in this one, well, mostly talking about the neuro-linguistic programming. This is about how to communicate more concisely, more clearly, more with more influence, right? To get people to make better decisions for you and your business. The other one is the natural language processing, right? And this is how LLMs, the AI of today, how it's learning and how it's communicating and stuff. So that'll be part of what we're talking about, because we're using natural language processing and LLMs to generate the scripts and content that are going to include the frameworks and the principles of neuro-linguistic programming. So NLP, the first one, the original one, that's what we're talking about today. And there's the new one, natural language processing. So those are kind of interchangeable. So when someone says NLP, make sure you're in the right context of discussion here. And this discussion today, guys, is a little bit of both, but mostly the first. All right. So what is it, right? Neuro meaning your brain, linguistic meaning language, essentially, right? And programming meaning obviously. So there's some clear definitions, guys. I don't want to read the slides to you. Instead, we'll just kind of cover the highlight, right? But what does NLP mean for your business, right? This means being able to communicate more clearly. It means being able to get people to take the actions you want them to at a higher rate, better conversions, deeper, more qualified conversations and opportunities. That's what this means, right? Clear communication always results in shorter sales cycles, better business, period. And that's what NLP is about. And that's what it means to apply it to your business, guys. These items here, right? Clarity, next steps, authority, ease of decision making, analysis paralysis and stuff. Like, hey, well, maybe if you want to do choice 1, 2, 3, 5, I don't know. That's the opposite of what we're talking about. This is about how to create clarity and structure. And guys, what you're also going to find out is this won't be the first time that you've seen a lot of this messaging. If you've watched any of our previous trainings, you will see that it's come up in different ideas, like our have method, right? Where you're providing authority, you're producing value, and then you're saying, hey, take an action, right? So those are similar frameworks that you're going to learn about right here, just through the lens of specifically NLP, right? Where these frameworks came from. So a lot of people will make new ideas and stuff and not necessarily give credit to the old ideas that came before them. So here, why it matters for you. This one we've kind of discussed, right? Better business outcomes. But another thing, more indirect, is better camera presence, right? We've done some trainings before on how to be more present on camera. Having prepared information like I have in front of me now can help, right? When you have a topic that you've researched, that you're excited about, that you are wanting to teach others about, those are some basic things to get you excited to learn the material, right? To want to share it with others. But also understanding what your goal is with it, right? Those are all part of being better on camera. The other part, those are all internal things. The other part of being better on camera is the results from providing videos, right? From creating videos, from being on camera, is the people converting, the people taking action, doing the things that you want them to as a result of your perceived confidence, your perceived authority, the clarity of your message. So that's the other idea, is better performance, right? It's not just how you feel, but it's the actual result of you being on camera, your performance of your videos, the outcomes of those. And then, of course, consistency. When you have frameworks applied to anything, right? You have a plan applied, you're going to be more consistent. You're going to achieve results more often, more consistently, more stably. So it also creates a playbook, right? You can repeat this process because you can see, hey, this framework, this idea, and by guys, I'm being vague so far, but don't worry, I'm going to give you exact step-by-step principles, frameworks, sort of lead-ins, how you can apply this. So don't worry, it gets more specific. But this is the idea: is it can create a framework, a plan, a playbook for you to create content that you know will have a better chance of working for you. And this is different from the other training I provided, right? This isn't about SEO. This isn't about what people are searching for necessarily. This is about standard communication practices that get people to take action, not just like FOMO and scarcity, traditional marketing language. It's a deeper layer. So let's continue. All right. What I have here, these are, speaking of operating system, right? We got some new operating system content for you guys. These are some of the frameworks that you can apply directly to your Dubb videos. And when I say Dubb videos, this means your video emails, your automation, your nurturing sequences, part of your funnel. And of course, if you guys are doing this, posting to social, right? The content you put out there in ads on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc. That it all applies to short videos, right? If you have a long VSL, like a video sales letter, that's kind of more outdated in today's world. They still exist, but we don't really call them that anymore because it's an older term, right? Oh, a video sales, anything with sales in it, people are like, oh, well, you're going to sell me something. So that's also what NLP is, right? It's not about feeling sold or being sold to. It's about I'm making informed decisions. So, anyways, here we go. The first one, the first framing, right? The first structure, outcome first framing. This is where you're going to start with the result that they want. This is what it means to communicate with NLP frameworks, guys. You're going to see there's some very simple components. It's not black magic and it's not rocket science, but it does take practice and it does take an understanding of what's happening. So here's one of these, right? Outcome first framing. You're starting with the result. Here's how to grow your business in 5 minutes without doing paid ads, right? A ridiculous claim. You can't do anything in 5 minutes like that, but you see the point. That's a structure. That's outcome first framing. This works extremely well for things like hooks, for titles, for capturing interest, for training someone to listen to and appreciate what you're about to say after this, right? Here's how to do this in this amount of time or in these constraints without that pain point. Then using their words. This is another one, right? Entering their world. This is a different framework. The same concept, guys. We're applying these NLP frameworks. I'm trying to make it as easy as I can for you so that you're not having to study an entire NLP textbook. And instead you see an exact principle, which is one of these frameworks. You're applying these to the scripts of your videos. Which one do you like more? You want to be in their world? You want to use outcome first framing? Of course, it's going to be dependent on what you're trying to accomplish. Are you trying to get them to book a meeting, buy a product or service, right? What's the outcome? This one is, right, entering their world. If you're juggling with being a busy professional mom and trying to raise your kids at the same time, right? Our life coaching understands. So another framework. These, again, you guys will have heard of all of these before. You will have heard each and every one of them in some different format. And you're like, oh yeah, you're right. I've totally heard that before. And that's because those people are practicing NLP frameworks in their scripts and in their presentations and in whatever you're remembering these things from. The three things that matter, right? Reducing complexity. When you have a problem that's this big, it's like, oh my God, it's a nightmare. Here, but what the three most important things to do in your business today are the three things that truly matter. Right now, we're taking a complex idea that's a headache in someone's brain. It's a mess. And we're reducing it to these things that you're able to address, right? Your business, your product or service is able to fix their problem by reducing the complexity. This one, guys, we have said this 100,000 times, right? The CTA with a time frame. Hey, click the button below and let's set up a time to talk this week. Something like that, right? We always say use the CTA, the clear action, the next step. A big part of NLP is the clarity in your message, guys. You can't be so, you know, if you're interested, you could maybe there's a calendar there. You give me a call, right? That's not clear. That's not concise. It doesn't sound authoritative. And instead you'd say, hey, click my link below. Let's set up a time for tomorrow. I have a couple spots available. Pick the one that works best for you. I'm looking forward to speaking with you soon. Now, does that sound a little pushy? Maybe to somebody. Does it sound like you're a busy professional with authority that has like, hey, my time is valuable and I'm giving it to you? It all depends, right? Everyone has some slightly different interpretation. And if you're like, hey, I hate how that sounds, that doesn't feel good, then don't say it, right? It's about being authentic. It's about finding the frameworks that work for the way you communicate. Some of it might be uncomfortable, right? If you're used to just speaking in a certain method or manner, and when you find applying frameworks aren't easy, right? It's not simple. Sometimes you need a little bit of growth. Sometimes maybe if your communication hasn't been practiced or rehearsed or that had frameworks applied to it, then sometimes there's some growing pain. Other times, do be authentic, right? Find what works best for you, and there's a middle ground. You don't have to do what everyone says. You don't have to say, here's how to exactly. You're like, I like the way that it says this, though. I don't want to use the word juggling. My point, guys, is these, again, are just frameworks. They're not like templates. They're not scripts yet, right? It's a framework you're going to apply to your script creation, which is in the next steps. So, all right, here's some more. These are the patterns, right? I have 5 more patterns for you guys, and then we're going to get into the conversion part of it where you can immediately take action. Like, look, you're busy and you don't want another busy tool, right? So here's the fastest way to, these are the individual, this is pattern, this is pace leading, right? This is where you're accelerating the pace of the conversation. And like, hey guys, don't waste so much time. You could take hours doing this, but instead, let me show you how to do it in 5 minutes. That's the concept with this one. It's leading with the pace. Problem reframe. It's reframing the problem into a solution, right? If you're video phobic, right, it's not that you're bad on camera. It's that you don't have an NLP structure that's giving you the results that you want. It's reframing the problem as a solution. Future pacing, right? Again, I'm introducing concepts. I don't want you guys to say, oh, well, I have these 3 ideas and that's all that I need. What I'm introducing you guys to, again, the concept to apply to your own business. So you say, hey, I really know that I should be doing this. And I really like the idea of leading with their world, or I like this idea of being more concise and authoritative. And so in the next, after this slides, guys, I have one more, and I'm going to show you how to then put all this together, right? You pick a framework or a pattern that you like, you incorporate it into your script generation with the AI tools, the other NLP, and then import to teleprompter. So we'll go over a couple more patterns, and then just to review, right? These are the different concepts. You guys have heard these before, and just to get a flavor of the ones that you like. By this time next week, you could have more appointments, literally, like you guys, right? By this time next week, you could have some awesome scripts posted and generating leads for your funnel. That's future pacing. Specific language, right? This is where, again, clarity triumphs hype. Clarity triumphs the FOMO and stuff like that, right? If you can be super crystal clear on the outcome of their offer, guys, if you incorporate NLP into your video messaging, you will achieve X result, right? I don't have a stat on that yet. We haven't studied that, so I can't actually share this stat with you. But that type of clarity in your messaging is far better than generic hype, right? You want to like AI does this all the time, right? You want to boost your business, rocket ship your growth, very abstract kind of generic ideas, right? And they're not nearly as effective as, what if I told you a real estate agent got 4 more listings in 1 month by incorporating NLP into their advertising, right? That's now all specific and much more effective than, what if I told you about an agent that rocket boosted their business, right? It's a different, the way it hits different, as the kids would say. It definitely is going to be a difference in conversion rate from that type of messaging as well. A last one here, guys. Choice, close. You guys have all heard this, right? So what time works best for you? Monday at 10 or Tuesday at 12? That's NLP, right? It's instead of giving them, hey, so here's all the options. Do you want the full version? Do you want the walkthrough? It's not, how can I help? It's reducing the complexity of the choices and the clarity of their next steps. So again, that's another pattern. These, you can actually incorporate more of these patterns or multiple of these patterns and multiple of these frameworks into a single script. If you have a 2 or 3 or 5 minute video, this part right here is the CTA, right? That's the close of it. And so you might say, hey, you know what? I really like the clarity of the next step. Just respond to this message, drop the comment, and I'll send it over. But I also like the, drop option 1 or option 2, and I'll get you option 1 or option 2. So I'm just showing you again, you don't have to choose one. It's not a pick one only. It's introductions to lessons, guys. And sometimes like, hey, you speak really fast in these. I have to cover quickly because social media and internet, right? Your attention spans are so divided so thinly that I want to provide as much value as in shorter time as possible. And then you can rewatch these trainings at your own speed, composite, pick the pattern, pick the framework that you like the most. Okay. Oh, one other thing, guys, I wanted to say this. It always feels like for someone that's not native to sales, native to marketing, right, at their heart or core, it might feel manipulative, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm just adding all these little extra words and phrases so I can manipulate more people into doing the thing that I want. And in a way, yeah, it could be said that, like in a technical definition, saying, hey, why don't you schedule a time? Like that's manipulating, right? You're telling someone to do something. But instead of having that self-doubt, that block on your own life, on your own growth, that's not what this is about. This is not about some negative form of manipulation. It's about improving your own communication for the benefit of your own business and your clients and your leads, right? The people out there in the world. So if you have this lens of like, oh, it just feels manipulative. It feels like it's tactics. And yes, it is. It's strategic. And I encourage you to take a lens of or that perception of, oh, it's manipulative, and change that definition for yourself because it doesn't suit you. It doesn't benefit you to feel like you're manipulating people. If you feel like that in your business, then you are either in the wrong business or you got to change the way you think about the services you're providing. You should feel good about them. Never manipulative. Helping people to make better decisions to work with you faster and again and repeatedly. It's never a bad thing. So here's the Dubb workflow. Step 1, pick one of the NLP frameworks sort of applications that you like best. Pick multiple. Step 2, go into your favorite AI pattern, your favorite AI tool. This could be Dubb's Auto, as we discussed earlier. It could be your ChatGPT or Gemini, whatever you want. Add one of these patterns, right? Use the pacing leading pattern, use the future pacing pattern, using the choice close, the reduced complexity close. Then once it's in your teleprompter, or add it to your teleprompter, right? There's the one-click button to add it into your voice-activated teleprompter, which is available. iPhone, Android, no excuses, guys. You can do all of this in one step. The teleprompter is going to help you sound natural, right? Because you didn't write these words and you're not an NLP expert yourself. So you're going to want a teleprompter, or you're going to need a ton of practice to try to memorize those scripts perfectly. Guys, come and check out all of our socials, right? Me, Rob, Ruben, anyone else using Dubb. If you had enough practice with the teleprompter, it doesn't look like you're reading. It's right there by your camera. It's voice activated, so you can pause, you can inflect, you know what I mean? You can do things like that during your thing, and it won't derail your script, right? You're not going to have to add that into it. It's far easier and far more natural sounding than trying to keep up with the regular teleprompter. And of course, step 4, guys, send and measure this, because the next thing we're going to talk about in the next lesson is going to be how to apply NLP to your follow-ups, to your automations, right? If they do something, how do we apply the same methodologies that we're talking about, right? Reduction in complexity, clarity and communication, authority, right? In our automations and our follow-up. So that's part 2. But in order to do that, we got to create part 1. So that's your homework, guys. Pick some frameworks, some patterns that we've discussed today, apply them to your favorite AI tool, Auto or ChatGPT or whatever. Generate your next script with your favorite NLP frameworks applied. Record the video, see how it feels. Send it. track it, and then let's use that data for our future automations. That's it, guys. If you'd like more support like this, come join Dubb, completely free trial. Check out some of the coaching and training we provide every single day. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks again.